Okay, so let's talk about Alex Mauer. Alex Mauer is a video game composer, done work on a number of titles. Alex Mauer has also had a switch flipped in her head that has pretty much disconnected it from reality, the concept of due process, fairness, and just not being a bastard. Starmazer DSP is a scrolling shoot-'em-up. Looks quite nice. Not got to play it myself, and no one can play it at the moment because it was taken down from Steam in order to remove the music. This is because Alex Mauer and the developers of Starmazer DSP, I'm going to have to say DSP a lot, fuck, have been in a dispute. The soundtrack creator is upset with the developer and believes that she owns the music and the sound effects to Stargazer. Now, according to contracts that have been shown, that's not true. She wrote the music for contract to give to the developer. They have the rights to the assets. That hasn't stopped Alex from going on a rampage, a DMCA abusing rampage. A number of videos featuring Starmazer have been taken down from YouTube. Sorry, Starmazer DSP. In some cases, some channels have had 2 videos at once taken down, and YouTube has a 3 strikes and you're out policy, with no trial or jury or anything like that. If you get 3 copyright strikes at once without one of them clearing off, you're done, your channel's shut down. So Alex Mauer has put a number of channels at deep risk here. So why would a musician that doesn't own the music start issuing copyright claims on videos? The answer seems to be extortion. Extortion by community. Sid Alpha first broke the story and provided some of the assets to be used here. The contracts and commentary and stuff that he's gathered. Because Sid has become the man in the past few months, so thumbs up there. But he's been covering this and spoke with Alex and had a look at what it is she is trying to achieve here. And it all stems back to this falling out with the studio. But rather than try and settle this dispute with the studio face to face, she has decided to try and get other people to attack the studio for her. She has issued these channels with DMCA-style takedown strikes, removing these videos, censoring these videos, and putting the channels at risk, all because of some sort of vendetta she has against the studio itself. So here's what Alex said about Temi Nico, which is one of the channels she attacked with a spurious takedown claim. She says that the fact that Temi Nico is directing her complaints to Alex instead of the developer is a problem. She says, this seems to be the general response of those who are hit with the DMCA strikes. I did suggest to some who complained to me that I would reverse their DMCA strikes if they were willing to redirect their complaints to the developer / complaints about the developer. No one was willing to do so, and I no longer want to offer anyone the possibility of having their DMCA strikes reversed. Thank you. Wow. Fucking wow. You can see what I mean about not quite gelling with reality on this one. Of course people are going to complain to you. If you're the one issuing spurious takedowns, if you're having people's videos forcibly removed from YouTube and risking their entire channels being shut down, you're the one they're going to direct the complaints to, because you're the one causing the fucking problem. Instead, it seems that this composer was planning on riling up a bunch of YouTubers and upsetting them and making them think the developer did it and getting them angry at the developer. And then when that was rumbled, she still stuck to her guns and said, well, complain to the developer anyway. And when that didn't happen, she just doubled down and just said, fuck it, you're all being punished. You're all being punished because you won't pursue my vendetta for me. I mean, that's just... extortion, I guess? Like, psychological extortion? Trying to get them to do something for you, and holding their content to ransom to do it. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm not a legal expert. I'm not saying that in the legal sense even. To me, in a philosophical sense, that seems exactly like fucking extortion. Over the weekend, Alex Mauer has just gone from strength to strength in terms of just outdoing the worst of the abusive, harassy, horrible developers. And this person didn't even develop the game. In the face of criticism from Sid Alpha, from Total Biscuit, and a whole bunch of other people, Alex Mauer's only doubled down. She says that she doesn't believe that playing video games is a real job while making video games is, and therefore she's justified in threatening people's livelihoods so that she can pursue this grudge against the developer of Star Mazer DSP. Mauer seems to believe she's owed a load of money for Star Mazer DSP. I don't know if that's true. But whether it is or not, it's not the responsibility of YouTubers, it's not the responsibility of game critics, it's not anyone else's fucking responsibility to fight that battle for you. You know who would be a good person to contact if you feel like you're owed money by this company? A fucking lawyer. Because people who, as you say, play video games and people who don't do real jobs, they're not going to fight your legal fucking battles for you. The hell is wrong with you? As I maintain some composure here and try not to lose my fucking temper, I should point out that, yes, this is very horrible, this is very annoying, angering. Annoying isn't a strong enough word, this is infuriating, but of course, please do not attack, personally harass and threaten and cajole the person involved. Of course, that is just gross behaviour, and you do not deal with a gross person by being a gross garbage person yourself. So don't go harassing, please. Not even please, just don't go fucking harassing, okay? Because Alex lost her moral high ground in this the moment she started attacking YouTubers for no fucking reason. So you'll lose your moral high ground if you just behave as shitty as she's behaving. Don't do it. But hey, at least Alex Mauer sent a cease and desist to Turner Broadcasting over an unrelated game. Yep, even major corporations are not safe from this composer's wrath as she creates her symphony of destruction all across the internet. She's gone after videos for Death Road to Canada as well, and also started selling the music on her Bandcamp for $1,000. Seemingly thinking, I guess, that she can cash in on this weird controversy she's pulled out of her ass. It sucks that Stargazer was taken down and it'll come back up without that original music, because I would love to have that playing on this video the whole time so that I can offer a very distinct bring it to Alex Mauer, because, you know, I would delight in being taken on the same way that she's tried to take on a whole bunch of other significantly smaller YouTubers who are quite rightly scared, because if you get 2 strikes and then your channel's hanging by a fucking thread, to have this sort of Damocles over your head just because someone has a grudge against a company, feels they're owed money, and feels the best way to go about that is to start stomping on the necks of other people and getting them to act in thrall to you. That's not how you do business, that's not how you settle a legal dispute, that's not how you get money, that's not how you fucking behave! Anyway, I offer no new information here, I offer no solution as of yet. I'm here to signal boost the issue because there are a lot of small YouTubers who are affected by this and who don't have major resources. Total Biscuit is doing what he can to expedite the process of fighting these claims. I can offer some solace there for people who have been affected. The only way Alex Mauer can keep your videos down is to take you to court. Now, is Alex Mauer wacky enough to attempt that? Possibly. You send a C&D to Turner Broadcasting, you start sending your music for $1,000, you're pretty much in Romine territory in terms of bizarre behaviour in order to prove a point that's not worth proving. However, given her unwillingness to work with Imago, forgotten how it's said now. Anyway, the developer of Star Mazer, given her unwillingness to settle anything with them and see them in a court and pursue this through official channels, something tells me she won't pursue these further. So dispute the claims, by all means dispute them. They're spurious as fuck. The worst that should happen to you is you've just got to wait 14 business days and the videos will pop right back up, because the chances of Alex Mauer actually lawyering up and actually speaking to a lawyer, because I think if she has spoken to a lawyer by now, none of this would happen. Although I hear that copyright lawyer Leonard French is having a chat with her and will be releasing an interview. But I reckon that's the closest she's got to a legal representative, even though she claims she has a legal background, which I don't believe that, because you wouldn't have done any of this. Yes, Alex Mauer, playing video games for a living is not a real job. You know what's not a real job? You know what's not a real musician? A real musician isn't someone who does this. A real musician isn't someone who makes some music under contract, believes they're owed more money, and then attacks completely unrelated people just covering the fucking game for their living. That's not a real musician. You're not a real game composer. You're not a good person. As far as I can tell from everything I've seen, you're not behaving like a good person. And your music's not worth $1,000. And if I can get Death Road to Canada working and get some good footage, I'll be playing that for some of this video. And then you can fucking bring it. Alex Mauer, I don't know what you were hoping to achieve with what you've done. If it was to get sympathy for your cause, then you fucked that up. You've fucked that completely up. You've fucked the moral high ground. You've fucked everything up as far as having a case in the court of public opinion goes. If you think you've got a case elsewhere, find a court that will listen to you, because the rest of us have closed our ears off. I'll be surprised if anybody wants you to write music for them again. I'll be surprised if anyone in the game industry wants anything to do with you. I certainly would advise against anybody ever working with someone like you. Look at what you've done. This is not the behaviour of a professional. This is not the behaviour of someone with a real job. This is not the behaviour of someone who deserves to be working within the game industry, or indeed most industries. The bullshit artist industry, maybe, but not a real industry. F off.